in the last episode, we built this beautiful, very beautiful, large turbine. So today I want to go ahead and finish up the rest of mechanism, which requires me to go ahead and build the SPS, and it also requires me to go ahead and make polonium and plutonium as well from our spent nuclear waste, which shouldn't be too bad at all. So if I go ahead and activate this, as you'll be able to see, the steam goes in here and we're generating about 5-ish million hour per tick. Also, I do want to fix this problem as well. Currently we have nowhere for this power to go, so I was kind of thinking, well, we can kind of send it into potentially a trash can and set the trash can to a negative priority, so that way the power goes everywhere else, but once everything is full, then it will go in the trash can, and then that won't be a problem for us anymore. So before we can go ahead and get into nuclear waste processing, there's a few things that we need to go ahead and do. And one of those is disabling our gas burning generator, because we really don't need it anymore, honestly, because we've got this generating 5 million hour per tick. But also I'm probably going to build a 13 by 13 reactor above this, right? So that way we can go ahead and get way more steam out of it. And this can produce about like 50-ish million RF per tick, which is insanity, by the way. But there's a few things that we need to do before we can even do that. And of course, the first thing that we're going to have to go and set up is HDPE sheets, because to get the polonium, we need the solar neutron activator, which needs these HDPE sheets, which means we need to make the HTP pellets, which means we got to go ahead and take some oxygen and some liquid ethylene and a substrate in the pressurized reaction chamber to go ahead and make that as well. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take ourselves the enrichment chamber like so, make one of those bad boys, and then get all the installers for that guy. And then we're also going to go ahead and make ourselves a pressurized reaction chamber to go ahead and, like I said, get those HDPE pellets going. Oh, and another machine that we're going to go ahead and need is the rotary condensator, because we got to go ahead and turn the gaseous ethylene into liquid. So to go ahead and get started, what we're going to go ahead and do is place down our rotary condensator like so, and then it's going to go ahead and deconcentrate that, or condensatrate that into the liquid ethylene that we need to go ahead and get this bad boy going. And then that liquid ethylene is then going to go into a PRC, and once that goes into the PRC, we should be able to go ahead and give it some oxygen. And then once we get the oxygen and of course the substrates, we should in theory end up with everything that we need for what we need for the solar neutron activator, which is the, of course, HDPE sheets for the, like I said, solar neutron activator. So let's go ahead and place down our pressurized reaction chamber like so, and it should put that right on the right here. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to run a ultimate pressurized pipe like so, and I'm hoping that these don't connect. Yeah, they're gonna connect there, and that's not ideal because you're outputting your stuff, which I don't really want you to do. Now with the liquid oxygen inside of here, what we should be able to do is go ahead and give this a little bit of power. Also, don't forget to give these guys speed upgrades as well, because they're gonna go ahead and need them. We're also going to probably need some energy upgrades like so. Let's go ahead and make sure that that has the energy upgrades that it needs. And then this also happens to need a bit of power. And of course, it's going to need the substrates on the front side of this bad boy. And then once we get that all situated, we should, in theory, be good to go. Now, I'm probably going to end up using item pipes here. I know I should go with the mechanism ones, but it's fine. This will do just fine for right now, at least. Go ahead and disable that and that, of course, and then go ahead and set this to pull. And then on the front, there you go, perfect. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is get ourselves the enrichment chamber like so, and then go ahead and do something like that. You're gonna go ahead and accept items from the left and output items on the bottom like so. And then you're also gonna happen to get the point, I guess, on the top here, which is fine. I guess we could also do the back, but there you go. And then of course our favorite item in the game, which is the functional storage drawer, goes down here at the bottom like so. And then what you're gonna go ahead and do is auto eject like so. And then you're gonna get your speed and your energy. Let's not forget to go ahead and put those installers on as well. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and then tier 4. Let's go ahead and turn on that like so. So it splits it all nice and good like so. Beautiful. And then I guess the last thing that we have to go ahead and do is lock this drawer and get it hooked up to the system. With that now done, the next thing that I want to go ahead and do is upgrade our uranium hexafluoride a little bit. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and get another enrichment factory like so, and get that bad boy installed with some installers. And I'm also going to go ahead and grab at least another 4 or so chemical infusers here to go ahead and upgrade our uranium yellow cake farm just that little bit, so we can go ahead and make isotropic centrifuge, so that way we can go ahead and make about 512 buckets or mill buckets of fissile fuel tick. Okay, so here's how this is gonna work. What we're gonna go ahead and do is put the uranium in here like so, and then it's gonna pull out into these guys here, which is then gonna go ahead and output into here. We're gonna go ahead and name a channel called yellow cake like so, and then we'll go ahead and link this bad boy with that said channel. We'll go ahead and put down some more of those universal pipes to go ahead and make sure that we can get the gas pipe, and then that should be pretty much all we need to go ahead and do here. Let me make sure that this is also disabled as well like so, and then you're all gonna get the ultimate pipe upgrades from these bad boys like so. And then what we'll go ahead and do is do something like that. Under gas, get the ultimate pipe upgrades installed, and that should be relatively easy and simple. And then that's just gonna go underneath the yellow cake, which I'm gonna call it thing over here, tank over here, this guy here, and it's gonna go ahead and put that yellow cake inside of said tank. Okay, so we need to seriously do something about this waste, because yeah, this is getting really dangerously full. So I think it's about that time that we go ahead and get ourselves the waste barrels from Mechanism. They're not that expensive, honestly. We can go ahead and autocraft those bad boys like so. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to fly in that direction like 2 to 3, maybe 400 blocks to build a platform. With the platform now built, what we need to go ahead and do is set up 64 waste barrels like so. And then once we do this, what we're going to do is configure them to go ahead and accept the nuclear waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then do that and fill this little square up, so that way we have a nice set of 64 waste barrels. And then we're gonna go ahead and configure this bad boy in a way where we can go ahead and basically set up the waste coming in from our reactor using ultimate pressurized pipes on the bottom. And I don't know if I want to do the bottom, actually. I think I'm going to do the top instead, so that way the bottom can be output, and then the output could then, go out to whatever we need underneath. So yeah, let's go ahead and get ourselves a entangled block and then some ultimate pressurized pipes, and let's go ahead and get this all set up. Okay, so with this built, what we're gonna go ahead and do is place down our entangled block like so. We're gonna go ahead and set a warp over here, so that way we can come back. So /set warp nuclear area like so, and then go ahead and go home, and then come over here, and let's go ahead and put down another one of those waste barrels like so, and then grab ourselves a ultimate pressurized tube like so. And then let's go ahead and put down the waste barrel like so. And then let's go ahead and make sure that our area is indeed claimed and loaded for one. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna make sure that all this is chunk loaded, so that way it can, keep up. And then what we'll go ahead and do is grab this like that. And then I just need my configurator really fast. Make sure it's in any sort of configuration mode. Bam, bam, boom. And then go ahead and set this bad boy to output waste like so. And all that waste should be in this barrel now. Beautiful. And then what we need to go ahead and do is warp back to the nuclear area like so. Come over here and place the thing on the entangled block. Come up here like this and like this, and then go ahead and pull out all of that nuclear waste into these bad boys right here. Beautiful. Which now we should be able to go ahead and run this basically indefinitely, as long as we can keep up with our waste production, right? Which currently we're burning 65 millibuckets of tick of fissile fuel, which isn't bad right now. So let's go ahead and craft the 3 solar neutron activators like so. And then let's go ahead and craft the, I believe, pressurized reaction chamber, right? No, the isotopic centrifuge. So let's go ahead and do that. So isotopic centrifuge like so. Go ahead and craft one of those bad boys. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up the isotopic centrifuge right here. And what we're gonna go ahead and do, I guess, I want this to be rotated so it's facing the front here. So how do I get this to rotate properly? There we go. Beautiful. And then a PRC is going to be needed here. So a pressurized reaction chamber like so. We'll go ahead and put that right there. And what we're going to go ahead and do, I guess, is run the ultimate pipe from down here like so. And then what we'll do is we'll put down the fused solar neutron activators like right here. And I think it's got to come in the back and out the front like so. So what we'll do is we'll run something like this and then something like this as well. And we should be good. And then I gotta go ahead and break the 64 blocks underneath the waste barrels here. Now that I've got these all configured, all I have to go ahead and do is take this line and run it right over here. And it should start dumping all of the nuclear waste into these said things. Look at it come in. It's not coming into here for some reason, but that's okay. Yeah, because it's on the output side. And then I want, I guess what you can go ahead and do is output to the right here. And then what we'll do is put our pressurized reaction chamber down like so. And then you'll go ahead and input gases from the right. Oh, did you not auto eject? Auto eject is on. That's the left side apparently. Okay, fair enough. So plutonium is now in, and we just need, well, 1 power, and then plutonium needs to be processed with fluorite dust and then witch water or some sort of water. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll run a sink right here on the back side, and then I'll run maybe an interface here with a crusher of some kind, unless if the fluorite seeds in essence automatically makes fluorite dust, which I doubt it does, honestly. Yeah, I didn't think it would make the dust, so we still have to make the dust, which means we are gonna need a crusher in between. You know, I just had an idea. What if I put the crusher on top and then the interface here? That actually might be cool. Okay, so with this freaking done, nice and set up, right? What we're gonna go ahead and do is, I forgot about spent nuclear waste. That's okay. We're gonna go ahead and take an oak drawer like so on the front side of this bad boy and go ahead and eject the plutonium pellets to the front side of the block here. Now I am gonna go ahead and make a downgrade for this bad boy. Now I don't want to make too many of these, so what I'll probably end up doing, like I said, is making a storage downgrade for this, because I don't want to, like, you know, store too many of these, because yeah, we still want and also need to make a lot of polonium for antimatter, right? So we're gonna go ahead and keep this very limited to how much plutonium that we need. So we'll go ahead and do that bad boy like so. Now we have to deal with the spent nuclear waste, which is gonna be interesting. So what I'll probably do is get another one of these 64 waste barrels, and we'll go ahead and hook those up to another entangled block and then run that over here, so that way we can go ahead and just, you know, deal with the spent nuclear waste. Okay, so I think I am pretty much ready. So there you go. All the spent nuclear waste is going into these waste barrels like so, and we're gonna go ahead and continue to go ahead and produce this beautiful plutonium. And I guess the next thing that we need to do is set up polonium storage, which I think I'm gonna run maybe like right next to it, I think, and that should be good. If I go ahead and do another 64 of these, can I even fit that? I can. It is a bit close, but it's fine, I think, right? It shouldn't be too bad. At least I hope it won't be too bad. And then this should be all good. And I'm thinking we run it underneath, I think. This is exactly what I was afraid of. Yeah, the reactor filled up, and luckily we've got no damage. Let's go ahead and put this there, and let's go ahead and set the priority to negative 99999, and then unleash the power of the 2 billion RF per tick. All right, there we go. It's now fully empty. Beautiful. We're just dumping 5 million RF per tick. That's fine, but it is now time to unleash the big boy reactor. As I was thinking, I'm gonna go ahead and build a nice 13 by 13 reactor on top of this bad boy right here, so that way we can go ahead and output a lot more nuclear waste. But also we need to go ahead and also double our fissile fuel production, which isn't really going to be a problem. We just got to figure out exactly how this all works. So I think this is outputting to the right or the front of this. How is this outputting? It's gas, because that's the front side where the point is, and that's the back side. So what I'll probably do is a isotopic centrifuge, and then we put one here and then have it output its stuff. Okay, so where is the tank? The tank is to the left. No, which one is it? I think the back side is this one. So if I go ahead and do this, perfect. I then need to run a cable. Oh, this is such a bad idea. Up, over. Make sure the top of this is disabled. Okay, let this fill with fissile fuel. Let me break. Okay, let's get this going first. So I guess what we'll do is put a point here, feed it power, and then give it some speed and energy upgrades like so. And then we should, in theory, be making enough nuclear waste so it's consistent enough to be running through this pipe. So that way I can quickly disable that. Perfect. And this is full, which is good. So it's at this point just filling the whatchamacallit here, the ultimate pipe, and not this actually. Beautiful. I am quickly assembling a massive reactor like so that way we can go ahead and, you know, get this done and over with. I didn't realize I didn't have enough. Interesting. And this doesn't work that way. So what I'll probably do, how tall is this? With the reactor built, I think the last thing that I need to go ahead and do is grab the fissile fuel container like so. Come up here and let's go ahead and put a entangled block down like so. Go ahead and plop the chemical tank like so. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a ultimate pressure tube like so. And then let's go ahead and configure that bad boy to go ahead and start filling our reactor with fuel. 7 million. Oh boy, that literally just ate all of our fuel. Well, there it goes. It's all gone now. Let's go ahead and set up a sink like so with a fluid interface on the reactor and then a fluid importer on the sink like so. A logic cable in the middle. Go ahead and click on the fluid importer. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a variable card like so. Let's go ahead and set that bad boy like so. Click the plus sign and then go go ahead and change the transfer rate to as big as it will allow you to, and then that should fully fill this guy up. Perfect. And then all we have to go ahead and do is set, I believe the limit for this reactor is 300 with water, and we should be able to activate, yes, 900 and something Kelvin. Perfect. And then what we're gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna set the steam output like so. I'm actually gonna do everything all from one side, which is kind of funny. Let's go ahead and do something like this, and then try and get this to output the steam like so, and then make sure it's pumping out steam like so. I think I need to set it to a specific mode. I believe it's output coolant. Yep, output coolant mode. And then you're gonna be the output waste mode. And then what we're gonna go ahead and do is run the waste management pipe down and over to this guy here, which we're gonna be very careful because this is active currently right now, so we can't make a mistake at all. Let's run it up the side like so, and then connect it like so, and then you are going to go ahead and output your waste like so, and then we should in theory be able to activate this bad boy like so, and it should start to go ahead and dump its waste at 300 mil buckets a tick. Perfect. And then that steam is also being outputted down here into this reactor turbine thing, which is generating 29 million FE a tick, which is insanity, like literally insanity. So it turns out not only do we need plutonium pellets, we also need polonium pellets. So yeah, we're gonna need to go ahead and set up some polonium processing, which honestly is probably not too bad. It seems like it's the same sort of thing as the plutonium, but just with polonium instead. So what I'll do is get a pressurized reaction chamber like so, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact almost same setup, but a little bit different. Okay, so basically the only thing that have really changed here is basically I'm using the entangle blocks instead of, you know, the actual blocks here, but we now have the polonium pellets, and now all we realistically need is 64 or 63 of the SPS casings like so, and then we need 3 of the SPS ports. Thankfully those are relatively easy to make, and we are pretty much ready to go ahead and build the SPS. Now there is a quest line that we can go ahead and take a peek at, and this is what the SPS looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go and try and build this in a creating testing world and see if I can go ahead and copy and paste it. I went ahead and did that, so all we need to go ahead and do is grab ourselves another copy paste gadget like so, and then a template manager of course, and then we can go ahead and copy and paste that, you know, SPS right into our, you know, little area here. I guess I'll just throw this over here. Doesn't really matter where it goes. I do need some paper though, so paper, grab me like 1,000 paper please. There we go, 1,000 paper. I just need 1, but sure. And then toss that in here, hit paste, and then hit load, and then we should be good to go. And then all I have to do is get the materials that it's looking for. So if I go into paste mode and then get the material list, I need 81, well no, hold on, I need 60 SPS casings, and then about 100 and what did it say glass here. So if I look, the structural glass, you know what I did do, fill in the bottom with glass, but that's fine. I guess what we'll do is we'll get like 20 or 40 more casings, and you know what, we can do that. It's fine, it's not that big of a deal. The 3 SPS ports should be relatively simple, and then all I have to realistically do is come over here and lock this down somewhere, ideally somewhere in front here. So if I go ahead and come down like so, I think right here is going to be good. If I anchor that, all I have to go ahead and do is get rid of the bed. I guess this can stay for now. And then what we'll do is something like this. Make sure the area around it is cleared. And we should be good to go ahead and paste this bad boy in like so. And boom, I just destroyed the energy condenser. And what we'll do is we'll put the 2 SPS ports on the top and bottom like so. And then one right here or on the other side for the polonium like so. And then we should be pretty much good to go as long as we make these supercharged coils, which we haven't done yet, but I'm pretty sure those are going to be relatively easy. And just like that, we have the 2 supercharged coils. I do need to find where this is. It's right here. Beautiful. And then now I should be able to go inside the reactor and plug in these super coils like so. There and there. Go ahead and do that. And then that should in theory fill or complete the reactor. Beautiful. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is put 2 flux points on this port and the port on top, and we're gonna go ahead and set this to 10 million RF a tick like so, both top and bottom like so. And then let's go ahead and set this to 10 mil, and then we should in theory be able to run a polonium line, which we're currently out of polonium, which is fine. I could probably stop it from going in here and also here, but yeah. Oh, we're out of polonium because we're not producing it right now. Right. And then what we'll do is something like this, and it should be fine. And just like that, we are making the polonium, or sorry, the antimatter is what we're currently producing. And we're producing it very, very fast. However, I think it's time that we stop the polonium from going in here and we actually, you know, let the reactor just take it all like so. And look at how fast we're producing the freaking antimatter. I can also probably stop it from going in, the nuclear waste from going in here altogether, so that way it goes straight into these solar neutron activators to go ahead and get processed into the polonium. And look at how fast we're actually producing antimatter. That's actually insane. And then the last part of this is going to be the chemical crystallizer, which is going to go ahead and take our antimatter like so out of the SPS and crystallize it into the pellets once we go ahead and get 100 millibuckets or 1,000 millibuckets, sorry, of antimatter, which then we can go ahead, I guess, if we really want to, is put a functional drawer here, and that should be fine. Right now I'm wondering if we should make it permanently day. And if I make it permanently day, that means I can go ahead and keep this running like 24/7, right? Because we're not producing any more of the plutonium, polonium, or whatever, pellets or whatever. We're just at this point strictly processing the, you know, nuclear waste into whatever we need, which is basically polonium, right? It takes about 400 million for 1 bucket, which is insane, but nonetheless, we are getting antimatter at a insane rate, and it looks like 1 millibucket every like second or so, right? Which is absolutely insanely fast. But on that note, guys, unfortunately, it is time to wrap up today's episode of All the Mods 9s to the Sky. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Become a part of the HunterX tribe. As always, guys, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna leave you till next time, where we're gonna be playing some more All the Mods 9. Bye bye.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know